We are on. Hey everyone, I am here with Justin Dutton from the great book that has been circulating around on the streams, and that is Unstitched. It's on Indiegogo right now, and go back. It's a great book, so go watch the. Well, we'll watch the video tonight, but just go look at it. It's amazing art. It's an amazing story. It's something that I'd like my little girl to read. So how's it going, Justin?
Doing well, man. Thank you for having me, and thank you for the kind words.
Oh no, that's not no problem. I'm gonna pull up a video for you, and just let me. I want to see your reaction. See if you've seen, because Unstitched is about. Why don't you give us a spill on Unstitched, and then I'll pull up the video.
I'm sorry, what was that?
What's your pitch for Unstitched?
Okay. Imagine Coraline meets Toy Story. So you have a brand new teddy sent to protect a little girl in her nightlight, and protect childhood wonderment, which is built on hopes and dreams, which is trying to become corrupted with the fear from the darkness. It's up to our teddy to protect little girl's dreams without becoming unstitched himself.
So that's a great concept. It's really, because I posted earlier on Twitter about, I remember a night when I was a kid, and I stayed in like the center of the bed. I was like 4, 5, or 6. I can't remember exactly. I was very young, but I was in the bed by myself in my own room, and it was dark, and there was just like a little light, and then the shadows started playing tricks on my eyes. So we had like down the hall from my room, we had like a coat rack. There's a coat hanging on there, and it looked just like somebody was standing there. So I laid right in the center of the bed all night long, and just because my imagination got away from me. And I think that's what in the drawing in like there's a cover we'll look at in a minute, but it looks like it's like you can see that little girl where everything's closing in on her, and
yeah,
it's just. It looks really good, man. I think you captured what you was trying to do. So let's watch this. I want to show you this video. See if you've seen this bear before we get into the Unstitched Indiegogo. So let's see. Let me see how to add it. There we go. Does that one look familiar to you?
That one does not look familiar to me. You know what? That's actually more nightmares than my comic.
these bears went viral maybe a year ago, and Walmart came in with all these bears that you could get inside and you could play in, and everybody was posting these videos of them getting the bears. They didn't worry about whether somebody was going to buy it and have to like get in the bear after them. Posting all these videos of like these group dances where they're just it's hilarious. It's kind of nasty though.
So I remember them selling like the giant animal heads. I didn't know they had like a whole suit with it though.
Oh, dude, they had like a full body suit. And for a while there, you could be walking through Walmart and you could actually see people putting these bears on, like no shame whatsoever that they're putting on a product that Walmart's trying to sell. There's no telling how many they had to like just throw away or whatever because people messed them up, or tore them or ripped them or whatever. But so Unstitched, here we are. Let's jump right into the video. If I shared the sound, I wonder if I did. I never remember. Let's see.
I can hear it.
Okay, it's good then.
Fear takes form in the darkness. The darkness feeds off screams. Fear is the enemy of childhood wonderment, built on hopes and dreams. So remember, in the terror of night, to protect the child Protect the light. Try not to become unstitched.
Hi, I'm Dutton, writer and creator of Unstitched. It's a brand new story that was created by inspiration of my niece, my love of 80s, like dark, gritty Don Bluth films. And in fact, that's what Unstitched is. It is a dark fantasy, all ages story. It's a mix of Rise of the Guardians, Toy Story, and Coraline, all put together. I have a talented, wonderful artist named Laura Rimbas-Humbert. She's even doing one of the covers. The other cover is a variant done by the highly talented Jason Brubaker. You know him from Remind, from Sithra, plenty of other things. Unstitched, part 1 of 2 is coming out soon. It's going to be 48 pages, with part 2 being 50-some pages later on. We got some cool tiers with the book. Besides just getting 1 or 2 covers, you can either get this as a poster. This original art will also be for sale. And if you don't get the poster, this will also be the back cover as well. We have a mini print that's going to be on the higher tiers, like the 150 tier, which this is going to be a teddy bear based off the Boogeyman with the glow in the dark eyes, and a mini print.
So that laugh gets me every time. I've seen the trailer before, obviously, but the laugh at the end gets me every time. So can I ask who did that?
Boom. Sorry about that. Two
I
of
think we were
my
both
friends
hitting.
from college is actually helping me
I
with
think
the
we were both
trick.
hitting the button.
Yep. Can you hear me now? Good?
Well, whoever did the, yeah, I hear you now. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
Well, whoever did the
So
laugh was
yeah. So it was actually 2 of my friends from college. One of them, he did the narration at the beginning because like he just has that great epic voice. And then my other friend, because where I went to an art school, she was a film student and now she's like a professional editor. She does like a bunch of like commercials and stuff for like local businesses in Raleigh. And she actually helped do the trailer and like editing and stuff. But yeah, it was my idea to have like that laugh at the end, and man, it's awesome.
awesome. They did a great job. And the thing about it is, man, in all of these books, I've noticed that like everybody comes together to pitch in. You know, you're getting your anybody that you can to help with things that you're weak at, or I do anyway. Like trailers. I didn't know nothing about After Effects or editing trailers or whatever when I put mine together. But so it's nice there to have that support group. You know that it just comes together and helps. And it's cool that it was inspired by your niece. So
Yep.
well, I guess could you
Yeah,
go on and tell
little
us
girl
how?
is even named after her. So when I had money finally saved up to make a comic, my sister was like, "Well, that's cool and all, but your niece is almost 2 and she likes having books read to her. So you should really do something for her." And I'm like, "But I don't have scripts made for like children." She was like, "Be really cool if you did though." And I was like, "All right, well, I'll take that challenge," because
Yeah,
as a kid, like
it's
I
kind of
don't
like
remember too many like kid friendly like comics that I was like that were really cool. I mean, there was Captain Underpants, and there was like Bones that I remember. But I was like, you know what? Maybe a really cool, awesome like kids comic. I could do that. And you know, my love of like animated films, like Don Bluth with like The Secret of Nymph. I was like, let me just kind of sprinkle some of that little kid darkness in there, and yeah, I can do this comic. Mm. Uh, doo-doo.
Yeah, well,
Hello? You're kind of breaking
I
up.
got I really. I'm sorry, artist. What was your artist's name? Can you hear me now? Oh no, is that?
Yeah, like you
Can you
lost
hear me?
audio. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit more robotic, but yeah, I can hear you.
Your artist name.
Laura Vimbasambati. I actually had to ask her. Yep, Vimbasambati. I had to ask her to send me on like Facebook Messenger a audio clip of her saying her name. It was like only 9 seconds, and for 20 minutes, I listened to like that 9 second clip for like 20 minutes straight, trying to get her name right. Ultimate accomplishment is being able to say her last name.
Yeah.
Vimbasambati.
Zombati. I'm gonna try to remember it. Yep. I'm gonna try to remember Zombati it. Okay, so
I used to just call it like the great and amazing talented Laura. I was like, that title alone was easier to say than Vimbasambati.
Yeah, but then you realize you were kind of copping out, like you were trying to avoid saying the last name of that. Yeah, that's the It's kind of like you're in that conversation with somebody, you forgot their name, so you're hoping that they say their own name, so you can remember it. But the cover, I mean, she's very talented. The great, amazingly talented Laura did a really good job, man. I like the way the colors just pop, and these characters are so whimsical. It kind of reminds me of, we were talking about the lad earlier. It kind of reminds me of the serpent, what was his name? The Jafar.
Jafar. Yep.
Yeah, kind of reminds me of that when he grows up real big and he does that big menacing like stance, but yeah, he kind of reminds me of Jafar and that kind of that kind of look. And I don't know who the little fuzzball is in the back though, but
that is a Mike, which actually stands for Monster in the Closet.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yep, they're a little hyperactive, which is why kids' closets are always making noise and all messy. Essentially, like he's the Tasmania Devil.
Okay, I got you. Yep. Well, I got monsters in my little girl's rooms because we're steadily on them about cleaning up. And that to mention that, I want to say that I do have two girls, one 23 and one is 12. And I would have loved for them to have been able to get a hold of something like this, as kids. And I know there's other books out there, but as far as comics go, there's really not. I mean, I can't think of really any that's really geared to that age group, that younger age group, like you said, your nieces too. So, and it looks like a fun read for just anyone.
Yeah, like I read it, I wrote it for like really, like 8 to 12. Because like my niece is now 3, so like when I created this about a year ago, so she was like 2, but she's 3 now. And I showed her, and she's like, "Oh, that's cool, that's me." I'm like, "Yeah, that's you." She's like, "Okay," and then she'll go play Frozen. And I'm like, "All right, well, that's cool."
Oh yeah, because she don't understand.
But yeah, like I don't talk down to kids.
So you're
in this at
almost.
Yeah, well, we're close. We're like 82%. 13 days though.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Yeah, 13 days. I think you'll get there. I'm pretty optimistic about it. um, 13 days. You'll probably get, from what I'm hearing from other, and I don't, maybe I should say this because we want to get it funded tonight if possible, but what I'm hearing from other people who have run campaigns, because I've not run my own yet in the process, but is that a lot of times they'll get a boost right at the end, and hopefully you'll get that boost and get it funded. Which, I mean, I think you will. It's so close. It's like, it would ease your mind though if it was funded right now, though, wouldn't it? Justin, did I lose me?
You're roboting.
Can you hear me now? Oh man, I'm in this hotel and they're killing me. They're killing me. So,
and your avatar is very fitting right now.
Yeah, I went on a long spiel about how we need to get your book funded. So hopefully we get it funded tonight, in the coming days, because you're so close. I was saying it would ease your mind if it was already funded. So,
it would be. The best thing about the book is all 48 pages of art are done. So really, like, once I get funding, it's just a matter of like paying Eric to letter it, boom, print file, like, of course, like last minute edits, and then boom, it'll be in your hands very shortly. Like the estimated date's January, and in truth, it should be like actually way before January when the book is in people's hands.
Yeah, it's so, I mean, there's no wait time at all hardly then. So let's talk about your tiers. You got your featured tier here. Tell us, it looks like there's a lot going on up here at the top. So tell us what all we get with that. What all is there?
Okay, so you get 2 comics, one of each cover, one of Laura's cover and one of Jason Brubaker's cover. You get a fold-out poster and a mini print. So the one on the right where you see like the boogeyman at the very top, that is the poster, and the green is the mini print.
Okay.
So, each book is $25. So for like $5 extra, you're getting a poster and mini print. That's a steal.
That is a steal. That is a steal. I don't know why this book isn't funded, Justin. Why isn't it? What are people waiting for? And then you have the digital.
What if you go out and then
what
try
I've
to come
noticed
back
is
in?
A lot of people. Okay, I'm gonna try it. You hold it down while I'm going.
Yeah, I'll hold it down. Hi everybody. If you have any questions, let me know. So I can't actually scroll the screen, or do anything with the screen. All right, so hi. I have a cool book. Think it's pretty cool. All the art's done. If you want, I can. Maybe I can share the screen. Hi, Jerry.
It may help. Hey, yeah, Justin, it may help out if you share the screen. I don't know if that's slowing me down. Do I sound okay now?
Yeah, let me see if I can share the screen and if that does anything better. Boom. Jerry, I want to get a mic test from you. Are you still roboting?
Okay.
All right, cool. Now you sound
Emma.
good. You sound pretty good.
Sounds.
All right.
All right.
So this right here is Laura's cover. And we went over the feature tier. I have a $8 digital tier. So if you're in a foreign country, and I know shipping is expensive, I also know with like the pandemic, and everything. Some people's wallets are a little bit tighter, so I wanted a cheap option. I do have like a month later on the digital because I don't want to send out the digital until at least the first wave of physical books go out, because the physical books are like kind of premium, and I think it's a little bit unfair for digital to kind of get theirs first. So I wanted to be about the same time.
Yeah, I think that's smart.
For $15, you can get just the poster itself, and this art will actually also be the back cover. And this was actually originally fan art from another friend from college, and I just loved it so much that I actually bought it from him. For $25, you have Laura's cover or Jason's cover, depending on which one you want to do. They're both amazing covers, and I was actually very fortunate to get Jason Brubaker to do a cover.
So how'd you do that? Was there any special magic trick? Or?
Internet. I emailed him. Oh. It was very like honestly, like he was one of my top three. Scotty Young, which like Scotty's extremely busy and he never responded back. Creature Box, which does a lot of concept art for Insomniac games, especially like the Ratchet and Clank video game franchise. They told me that they were busy and stuff, and I was like, "Are y'all doing Ratchet and Clank?" And they were like, "We can't say." But a few months later, which now would be a few months ago, a new Ratchet and Clank was announced for like the PS5. So I was like, "They're doing Ratchet and Clank." And then I emailed Jason Brubaker, and it was like, like right after like Cithra was like done and shipped, and he was like, "Yeah, actually, I got nothing." Like he's like in between projects, and it's like I've never done a variant cover before, so I kind of took that like the variant cover virginity of Jason Brubaker, because he's only done covers for his own works. He's never done a cover for anyone else, and I'm like, I got bragging rights.
yeah. You could where they carve a notch in your belt or your pistol grip or whatever you. So, I've never heard it. The variant cover. How'd you say it? The variant cover.
Variant cover virginity. I don't.
The variant cover virginity of Jason Brubaker. Does he know that you call it that? Did you tell him?
I know, because like I came up with it like after I streamed with them, because I only streamed with them like once. And I mean that was really cool. And like the way I did it was like I emailed him, I showed him some concept art. He was like, "Man, I really like this art. Before I say yes though, can you give me the pitch?" And I gave him the pitch of the darkness is this being that wants to like just corrupt and twist a little girl's dreams with fear. And right now there's a nightlight keeping them at bay with the Teddy protecting it, but the darkness has like an army of minions at his side, so it's up to our Teddy to make sure that that's protected while not becoming unstitched himself. And Jason was like, "I love that concept," and he just kind of knocked out, and I showed him like the first 18 pages. Then he just did the cover. Like I never gave him any instructions or anything, and just boom, he knocked it out. And I was like, that is amazing.
Yeah, it's it looks great. That's the one. I think that's the one. I think that's the one I'm going to get is the Jason Brubaker. No offense to the amazing, wonderful, talented Laura, but I really like that cover. I like the way it feels claustrophobic almost. And how the darkness is closing in, and it's kind of got that fisheye lens that makes you feel like it's closing in on you. So that was smart on his part.
And I mean, you got like and I can scroll down, and we can dissect the cover in a little bit, because there's some cool stuff with that cover. On our next tier, and so far only one person's grabbed it, or one store, but I have a retail bundle with buyback. So they're going to get 6 books, 3 of each cover, and 6 mini prints.
Okay,
It's at a
so
discounted price. Yep, go ahead.
I saw that earlier when I was looking at your campaign. What does that? That's what I was just going to ask. What the buyback actually meant. So
Um, basically, like kind of like Peter Simeti with Artana Comics, he's got full returnability. Where the comics don't sell or anything like that, he buys it back from the store. So essentially, what I'm saying is, hey, I believe in my project so much that if you're willing to take that risk, and there's very little risk to actually buy it and put it in your shop to sell it, if you can't sell it, email me. I'll buy the book back. So you're going to make that money no matter what.
yeah, I agree, Frog G. This book definitely needs to be funded. 13 days left. It really needs to. It really needs to get there. I don't know why. I have no idea why it's not funded yet. It's a great looking book. It's great covers, great interior art. It's got a great concept. I mean, it's got everything that it needs to be successful. So I don't know, but I think it'll get there. Hopefully, you'll get that bump, Justin, at the end of the. I mean, yeah, Justin, at the end of the campaign.
Yep. And then we have a charity bundle, a children's hospital bundle. So it's going to be 6 books of Laura's cover, plus all the profits. So the only thing I take from this bundle is just enough to like print the books. And then essentially all that's profit will also be donated to St. Jude's Hospital.
Oh yeah, that's a great one. I love St. Jude's. They pay for, if you don't know, they pay for all the medical bills of their patients. There's nothing. The parent goes in with a child, and everything is paid for. They don't have to worry. They don't have to stress over payment while their child's been taken care of. So I love St. Jude's. You picked a good charity, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, St. Jude's has helped out like my family on multiple occasions, and I was like, well, it means it's an all ages book, and definitely like kids can enjoy it and adults can enjoy it. But I was like, I feel like because it is geared more towards children, a children's hospital bundle seemed more fitting than like a For the Troops bundle. I mean, I still love our troops, but I was just like, just the theme just seemed to fit a whole lot better. And then our last tier is the big Dreamer tier. So it comes with everything in the Dreamer tier. So you're getting 2 books, one of each cover, the poster, the mini print, and a custom handmade teddy bear based off the Boogeyman with glow in the dark eyes. We have only 4 of these left, 10 being made.
I saw that last night on the skit stream. You kind of held it up, but it was kind of quick. So and the quality of the video, I guess, because there's so many people on the stream coming on and off, it was kind of like transparent. You said it was storming also, so maybe that's what it was. But
yeah,
it was kind of digitizing. But in the video at the beginning of this stream on the promo video, man, that's a good quality little teddy bear there. It's got it's a lot. It looks a lot better than what it looked like on the stream last night, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
In a roundabout way.
Yeah, I mean, we had the hurricane come through the state last night, so I was like, the lights are flickering. We're in the middle of a hurricane, probably being a little bit digitalized.
Well, hey, you got to do what you got to do to get your campaign funded. I can see you like sitting right there where you're at, and like that window or door or whatever it is behind you just kind of gets ripped out. You're holding onto the desk trying to stream because trying to get your book, and like the wall is kind of gradually being sucked away from you. Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, we also did the original art for the poster, but that's sold out actually kind of quick, which I'm excited about.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yep.
The interior pages, I'm seeing as you scroll by, I'm looking at all these characters. and I have so many questions about what's actually going on with this guy in chains. So you want to tell us a little bit about? Can you give us any of the plot points, Wayne, at all?
Yeah. I mean, these are the first 6 pages, so that's it's pretty easy. Like the first page, we have Eleanor's parents are about to read her bedtime story, but in the hallway they hear like the baby cry, and it's a newborn baby. So the dad's kind of like clueless, like they have a kid, but he's not that great with a baby. So like the mom goes to help him out, and like Eleanor's just kind of stuck, not getting her bedtime story. So she's like halfway falling asleep, and that's when the darkness strikes. And just kind of like
that's what it always
just,
gets you as a kid, right before you fall asleep with that in your.
Yep. The darkness strikes and just like terrifies her and just calls out her name several times to freak her out. And, like any other kid, crying and afraid at night, runs to like the parents' room. But unfortunately for her, the darkness is waiting and has like just kind of engulfed her room for the next night. And then we jump to Dreamland, where we have our 2 Teddys in training about to do a gladiator style battle with some monsters, with a Scruff here, our top hat, button-eyed fellow being the instructor. And our 2 Teddys are quipping back and forth of who's gonna actually pass and succeed and get the title of Teddy, because there's a difference between a stuffed animal and a Teddy. And Teddy is like a knighthood. It actually stands for Terrifically Effective Dreaming Defender. Yeah. So this is like their exam, and he unleashes the gate, and like a swarm of bed bugs, which are these little pillow creatures, come out with our Dream King, who's essentially the Sandman, watching from the balcony. Like I said, like their training is very Roman gladiator-esque.
I got you, dude. You've made an entire you have an entire universe here. You didn't just make a. I mean, you've actually built a universe, a world within a world. So it's pretty cool.
And this is only like the first 6 pages.
Yeah, the bed bugs are a nice touch, man.
Yep, looking like little pillow creatures, and they're fighting back and forth. And that's where our main Teddy, he notices on the balcony the Dream King's watching. So anytime you notice someone that like that motivates and inspires you, you want to do that little bit extra.
Gothic Arch asks, is there a main teddy bear character that fights the darkness?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that again?
Yeah, Gothic Arch, he says, is there a main teddy bear character that fights the darkness?
Yes, that will be our Teddy right here. And he will become Eleanor's Teddy later on to protect her. But, because he's a new Teddy, he's very green, and the darkness is essentially the apex predator. He is essentially where the Dream King delivers dreams to children, and dreams inspire hope. The darkness is a malicious character, the opposite of the Dream King, where he feeds off screams of children and wants to corrupt dreams with fear. And then this is going to be the back cover, which was a fan art from my buddy. And the boogeyman is essentially the darkness's version of a Teddy. And like what I wanted to do is I wanted to go, what if Venom was a teddy bear? Like he's bigger, he's meaner, he's tougher. And I just wanted that, like, you see him and yep, that's the bad guy. Which is why any teddy bear that he's unstitched, he wears on his back like pelts. And as you see, there's a lot of teddies on his back, so he's used to actually taking out teddies.
So unstitching a teddy, that's kind of like taking a trophy, kind of like
Yes.
maybe a predator with the skulls.
Yes. Exactly. Like, it's like as an adult, you'll see that and you'll go, oh, he's wearing like trophy skins. As a kid, you might not think too much on it. You're just going to go, yep, he looks like a bad guy. That's the bad guy.
Yeah. He's got that those menacing claws that are made for unstitching teddies.
And then this is a better look at Jason Brubaker's cover. With like the darkness swarming in around Illinois, with her teddy trying to protect her. At her elbow, you see some more monsters in the closet. You see another swarm of bed bugs coming in.
What about they're standing? So this is the darkness that they're standing in. Is that what I'm getting from this? And that what is the eyeballs? Is it because there's just so much in the darkness that you can't see? Because this is just my interpretation. Maybe there's just things in the darkness that are out there that I don't know. Tell me what.
So, all right, the eyeball is to kind of get that feeling of when you're like walking like alone in the dark and you just feel like something's watching you, but you don't know what. So you kind of keep you walk, but every other step you kind of look behind you to see if anyone is behind you or is watching you. So giving the darkness like a bunch of eyes, it gives you that feeling like, yeah, there is something in the darkness actually watching you. And the darkness, he's very like fluid. So my interpretation of the darkness is no one's afraid of the dark. Your fear takes form in the dark. So he's kind of also like a it, but for children. He will morph and change into what you're afraid of to use that to prey upon you, to ruin your dreams.
I got you. It's that paranoia or that, and it's exactly what I was talking about earlier. When I was a kid in bed, I was looking down the hall and I saw that coat rack and that figure, that coat hanging on that coat rack, and I knew there was a coat down there, but as a kid, I saw that as a figure, and it was going to come and get me. So I was like, if I like. As a child, you're like, if I just stay up under the covers, maybe the whatever I'm imagining won't get me. So, yeah, man, that's cool, dude.
Yep.
So that is a great cover. And you said you didn't give him any instruction; he just put all of that in there himself and just come up with all that.
I just gave him the pitch. I showed him concept art, and I showed him like the first 18 pages, and he just went to town. Initially he had like the eyes being almost like a dull yellow, and he was like, I don't like the colors, I'm still working on the colors. And he did it in like a week's time, and then he was like, I don't like the colors, give me like a few more days. And like 5 days later, so really like a week and a half, he knocked this cover out, and he was like, I like the cover now. And like he came back with this red, and I was like, it looks so cool. Like the eyes are never red in the comic, but it just looks cool. I'm not gonna tell him no.
Yeah, it's very. He did a great job, man. To just come up with that, what he read from the comic, and it's nice. And there's something menacing, like the teddy bear. He's got a knife, but he looks like even as a teddy, the acronym T.E.D.D.Y. He looks like, whoa, I may have taken on more than I can handle here. And I think he really captured that.
Yep. And you know what? As you read Unstitched, you learn that that is the theme, and the big center for Teddy is him biting off more than what he can chew and having to deal with it. I don't want to go too much, but yeah. And I don't want to actually say his name, because his name, when you read it, you're gonna be like, "Ah, that's cool."
So we're gonna have our minds blown. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Man, I'm looking forward to it. It's a great book. I don't know. Let's see. Was it? It's at 4,926, 82%, 6,000. So might as well $1,000 to get it funded. So if it don't fund, are you gonna try again?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's gonna fund. You got 13 days. You've raised. So how many days have you had it up for? Is it 30-day or 60-day thing?
This is on the last 60, so this is like the final stretch of 13 days.
Man, my mind is blown, dude. How? I don't know, dude. This is like one of the best books I've seen in a while, and I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know why. I can't figure it out. But
I mean,
I
some of
had
it
it.
has to do with I don't really have my own YouTube channel. I live out in the country, so when I tried to do a YouTube, I think I just had like issues with my internet, so I was like, I'll just record a 10-minute video and try to upload it. And I was like, ooh, it takes 8 hours for 10 minutes. I can't do this.
Okay, so what is your plan to finish the push for the end of the campaign?
I will. Me and Dan Fager are talking. So I'll try to go on Dan Fager's show. He's just kind of like having to look at his schedule to see when he has availability. I'm gonna be on Rebel Gaming's YouTube channel. Larry Higgins, he created a Niobe comic. If you've read that, that was actually a really good comic.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be popping back up on Shay's channel, Red Valkyrie. I have a few more
Shay is
channels.
great.
Dark Drift.
Yeah, so those are some bigger channels. So yeah, man, you're gonna get funded. I wouldn't stress it. I wouldn't stress it too much. I'm sure you will. The thing about it is though, I don't remember seeing you. You know, I've been kind of keeping up with a lot of the comics coming out, but I don't remember seeing the book a month ago. It seems like it just now popped up on my radar. I don't know if we were just missing each other or if maybe I don't know. But it's I just started seeing it recently, probably within the last 30 days or so. And but
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I will say I did take about like a week and a half off, but there was like a funeral. So I mean, it kind of like someone very close to me. So I will say, there was about a week and a half on the campaign that I didn't really promote. I might have shared like maybe once or twice a day online, but I wasn't doing like any live streams. But trying to push hard for these last 13 days.
yeah, it sounds like it.
All the art is done. Like I'm looking at the art and it's gorgeous, and I want everyone to look at it as well.
Yeah, man, it looks great. Well, there's two different kinds of campaigns, and you did what I did. I wanted to go ahead and start on my art and get my art done, so when my book came out, it would I'd be able to ship it as quickly as possible. And then there are those campaigns that are more like if you and you know it, the artists and the creators aren't hiding it, but they're concepts. So they have 5 or 6 pages that they've done, and they're expecting to do the book after it's funded. So are they working on the majority of the book while they're in process of their campaign? But when I started Evermatter, I knew I was going to make the book, anyway, which so I went ahead and started on the art. So I'm like you, I've got like 85% of the art done. So whenever my backers, but you still have to pay for printing. even if you pay for all the art out of pocket, you still have to pay for printing and any of the perks that you give away and all of that stuff too. So I think comics cost more to create than a lot of people realize. And
pretty much all my
but,
funding really is more or less printing and perks.
that's
printing perks and the pay for lettering. Like I won't even actually make money if I just hit 6,000.
Yeah, that's about what it costs. That's about what I figured on Every Matter, right around in that number. But yeah, it costs to make a comic. So that's why we're crowdfunding on so we can get our ideas and our stories out there. And this definitely deserves to be funded. It's book 1 of 2. So are we left on a cliffhanger, or is it a complete story? Is my question.
It is left on a cliffhanger. And then it will finish off on part 2. And I typically hate cliffhangers, but this is actually a really good cliffhanger where you're gonna be like, "Ooh, when's that part 2 come out?" Because I really want that part 2.
Yeah, see, I'm exactly the opposite of you. I like cliffhangers as long as they're not overused. Like, I don't like TV shows where there's a cliffhanger every show.
Yeah, every episode cliffhanger. Yeah,
if it's used right, I kind of like a cliffhanger because it does build that anticipation that you're talking about. Where you're waiting for that book 2 to come out, and you're kind of watching that creator or that show, or waiting on the next season, or what have you. But yeah, I like cliffhangers myself. And I think that's a divide with a lot of fans too, because some people like cliffhangers, some people just want a complete story. So I don't know where most people fall in that category, but I like them when they're done right. If they're done wrong, it can ruin a story. So,
if I can I share my screen one more time?
Yeah, sure, man. Do what you want to do.
All right. Whoops. This one. So right here, is a little bit ways in the book. But we have like the bed bugs. They were sent by the darkness to try to like break Eleanor's nightlight, because the nightlight's the only thing that's keeping the darkness at bay, which is why he has these minions. But because our Teddy, he's used to fighting bed bugs, he kind of like kicked their butts. So, and you can see like crutches and all this other stuff. And very much like when minions fail their boss, they know something bad's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it does.
Oh, wow.
And like, this is as gory as we get, as you see pretty much just like bug juice.
Yeah, see, I saw that. I saw some of that in the this like image in the campaign, and I didn't think to ask, what was going on there. But yeah, bug juice doesn't look good, Justin. But I mean, bug juice looks like it might be a bad end for some bed bugs.
Oh yeah, and like I said, when I wanted the boogeyman to have that Venom-esque, him just like licking the bug juice off of his claws and it just dripping down from his chin. And you get like a better look at just seeing like all the unstitched teddies on his back.
Yeah. And then, well, it's kind of like that's the whole concept of the story is he rules by fear.
Yep.
And he keeps his minions in line by fear. So.
And the boogeyman, like the way I kind of put him as if the darkness is almost like Emperor Palpatine, the boogeyman is Darth Vader. He's that enforcer role where he gets stuff done.
I got you. And he really has this creepy smile on his face, like he enjoys it.
Yes.
So, like you said, it's an all ages book.
Yep. And
So
I
thanks
mean,
for
right
sharing.
here is the actual like Teddy of the boogeyman. You know, boom, little claw action. The eyes actually have a glow in the dark paint, so they glow in the dark very well. So like I woke up at 2 a.m. wanting a glass of milk, and I just had the eye staring at me in the living room. For a second, I almost had to like, ooh, I need to call an exorcist. Then I had to go, nope. it's the bear.
It's the bear. You felt darkness behind you, like that paranoia or something watching you. But
And he even has 3 unstitched teddy bears, and like this is like glued on, so it gives it that nice aesthetic of unstitched. And cool thing is, let me see if I can. Boom, the eyes are even crossed out where they're unstitched.
Rest in peace, teddies. Yeah, it's funny because one day I'm gonna see you at like a Comic Con. There's gonna be people walking around. They're gonna be like cosplaying the Boogeyman, and they're gonna be like in that they always have that contest at the end of the at the Comic Con, and they're gonna be like judging their Boogeyman costumes and cosplays. So I'm looking for big things out of you, man. It's going to fund. How can it not? It's a great book, and people will know when they see value. And I think that.
I mean, it's like early on.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing like it's very early. But I'm doing a sketch myself of Eleanor. And because I did a raffle for the first 48 hours of a foil print based on the Jason Brubaker cover. So if I hit 100 backers, which that means I just need like 16 more backers, right?
That's right. This looks like 84 backers. Yeah, 16.
Yep. If I hit 100 backers, I'm gonna be doing a drawing of Eleanor myself. So it's not Laura's art, but it's mine. And I'm gonna be raffling that away to as long as it's a physical backer, because the digital, all I got is an email, so I can't really mail that. But any physical backer will get a free 1-of-1 drawn by myself.
Does that reminded me to ask you, are any of these books signed? Can you get any of these books, any of these covers by Laura? Or
I'm gonna have to add, like, well, I mean, if they're signed, it will just be my signature. And I guess if people want them signed, I will have to just be like, hey, let me know, because I should have added when I did the campaign signature or no signature. Because I know some people like their signed, some don't. But anyone that does want their book signed, I am more than willing to sign their book.
Yeah, well, you're the creator of the story, and then Laura is the, you created the concept and everything. So,
Yep.
Yeah, I just thought I'd ask. You never know if, like my artist, like when I release Ever Matter, I'm not gonna be able to have Carlos sign the books because he's in Spain. So that kind of, I wanted to release like a signed book, a limited number of signed copies. But it's just the price of shipping is just so astronomical. I can't give them to him, so it's just something that I can't do. And
my audience is also in Europe, and Hungary. So, I'm like, I wish I could get her to sign books, but
yeah, it would just have to be. It would just have to be. It's an astronomical price to ship there and then ship back. So it's just something that's just not possible, and that's just the way it is. But I thought I'd ask just in case.
Yep, but if anyone wants my signature, you'll be like, wow, this guy made a really good story, but he has really bad penmanship.
Yeah.
He writes like a doctor.
The amazing penmanship of Justin Dutton on full display with each signed copy of Unstitched. I write like I write with my right hand, which I'm dominant right hand, but I write like I write with my left hand, so you can't read it either. I try to do everything digital, so I don't have to send emails, so I don't have to write anything out. But how fast did the original art, the Unstitched poster, how fast did that sell? Was it like right away?
I think by like the second day.
Okay, so it went really quick.
Yep. Well, if G
So
wants to sign, I'll have to remember that.
yeah, you're gonna have to get you one of those fancy gloves so you can sign all the copies of the books.
And I promise that if I do sign, I'm not going to be like Joanna Man, where it's just a stamp of my signature. I'll actually sign it.
I didn't know anybody did that.
Yeah. Do you ever see the movie Joanna Man? Came out like early 2000s. It was like a basketball movie of like a superstar basketball player. He gets kicked out of the league, so he like does a like Mrs. Doubtfire, and he joins the WNBA.
Okay. Yeah, no, I've not seen it.
Yep, but like at the very beginning, you know, you see him very cocky and like he's got that MVP level, but he's got that very arrogant I am the team type attitude. And like you see like a little like 10-year-old's like, "Can I have your autograph?" And he's like, "Yeah, kid." And like his bodyguard just brings him a stamp and he just stamps his signature. He's like, "Be like Jamal, stay in school, stay off drugs." And he just looks at it and is like, "It's a stamp."
Yeah, he's that's the just too good for yourself, really, I guess.
It's a fun comedy movie. If you have Netflix, it's worth a watch. I mean, it came out like 2003 or 4, something like that. But yep, it's one of those. It couldn't come out today.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I'm stuck in a hotel room. You know, all I have is streaming and watching streams and Netflix. So my job keeps me away from the house. So I'm in the hotel constantly. I have shoddy internet. Sometimes I have great internet, faster than I've ever seen. One night at the same hotel, and then the next night, like everybody's on it. So I'll be robotic. It's what it is. It's what I have to do to try to get people on and try to promote these comics. I really, man, let me tell you something that I've noticed is that everybody I've met, all these creators, like every one of them, I've not met somebody that hadn't been just like super nice, super helpful, super just man, it's like the best community I've seen. I know there's some stuff going on Twitter here and there, but the people that I've spoken to, I mean, it's like an amazing community of creators and fans, and it's just, man, I hope it lasts forever.
It's one of those. The community is what you want the community to be. If you're into the Gossip Girl stuff, there is that section. If you just kind of are like, hey, I just want to chill and relax and hang out, there's that section too. So I mean, it's what you want the community to be. There's all aspects of the community. I mean, I live out in the country. I don't really do drama, so I'm a very like laid back, like, hey, I'm Dutton. I have a book, and I have a teddy bear. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, go check it out.
Yep.
All we need is 16 more backers to get to the raffle.
Yep.
And then $1,000 more, just right at $1,000 more to get to fully funded. And it's a fixed goal too. So I don't know if you don't know the difference. There's a flexible goal and a fixed goal. Fixed goal is basically a creator, if he doesn't fund, he doesn't get anything. And then the flexible goal, if he doesn't fund, then he gets the money that is available. So this is a fixed goal book, so we really need to get it funded. So go shout out praises on Twitter and YouTube and Facebook. Man, I've been trying to just support you over the last few days. I actually started seeing you in Shay Zombie, Red Valkyrie. I actually started seeing you in her backstage chat channel, and that's when that's really got a hold of the book. So man, it looks great. I hope you're fun. I know you will.
Yeah. So she's slightly mad because so when I launched, it was on my birthday, and it was like me, and then we launched on her channel. It was like me, the team from Skits, and like Dan Frager, and Dan Frager got #1. So he's the #1 backer of Unstitched. And then the Skits team was like 2, and like she's like, man, I got 3. But it was funny because like I was like, and
So
we're
she's
live. And
second
you just see them all
place
like
loser.
on their phones trying to back as quick as they can.
Yeah. It's
like,
funny how that's a competition because
and almost like every day, Shay and the Skits team are both like, are you funded yet? I want that bear. I'm getting that bear, right? I backed the bear. I want my bear. Are you funded yet? I'm like, I'm doing the best I can.
I keep putting.
I want you to have the bear. Trust me. I want you to have the bear.
Well,
You roboted again.
I know you were going to get you said you were going to be on several streams before we end here. What is the next stream? You named several people, but where are you going to be?
Yep. I will be on Rebel Gaming tomorrow night.
Where can we look for Justin at?
I don't know the time quite yet because he's hosting another person. So he's going to be doing like me and another person. So tomorrow night on Rebel Gaming, to be determined. I think he's still kind of figuring that one out because, you know, he works at night and.
Yeah. So, well, when you go on, hit me up in the DMs maybe. So I'll come and hang out and chat with you guys and support you that way too. So,
yeah.
Why don't you give a final pitch for Unstitched, and we'll call it quits right there.
So childhood wonderment is the building blocks of childhood. It's built on hopes, dreams, and imagination. Unfortunately, for one little girl, all of that is at risk and is being threatened by the darkness who wants to consume it with fear. It's up to our brand new Teddy to protect her in the nightlight, keeping the darkness at bay for the time being. He's got to protect her in the nightlight from all the darkness and his forces without becoming Unstitched himself.
That's great, man. I can't wait for it to come out. You'll see my name pop up on your supporters or your backers list before long. Also, if you haven't, like I said, for any of the viewers out there who haven't checked out Shay Zombie, she supports a lot of the creators. Go check out her channel. And also, Sins of the Fae is funding right now. Go check out Sins of the Fae on Indiegogo. So it needs some support too. Thank you all for coming out, and thank you, Justin, for coming on. May all of your dreams come true and your imagination run wild.